I'm Sarah Montague.
And I'm Michael LeBeau.
With NewsWrap, a summary of some of the news in or affecting LGBTQ communities around the world for the week ending August 6, 2022.
I never meant to hurt anybody. I never meant to put in jeopardy the Russian population. I never meant to break any laws here.
8-time WNBA All-Star Brittney Griner's appeal for leniency failed to move a Russian judge. The African-American lesbian was sentenced to 9.5 years in a penal colony at the end of her trial on August 4th. Griner was arrested at Moscow area airport on February 17th after officials found vape cartridges containing less than a gram of legally prescribed cannabis oil in her luggage. It was just days before President Vladimir Putin launched his unprovoked war on Ukraine, and many analysts speculate that Griner became an opportune trading card in the geopolitical maelstrom. The Biden administration insists the drug smuggling charges are manufactured. Griner supplements her WNBA salary by playing in Russia during the off-season. She told the court,
Your Honor, my parents taught me two important things. One, take ownership for your responsibilities, and two, to work hard for everything that you have. That's why I pled guilty to my charges. I understand everything that's being said against me, the charges that are against me, and that is why I pled guilty. But I had no intent to break any Russian laws. I want the court to understand that it was an honest mistake that I made while rushing under stress, trying to recover from post-COVID, and just trying to get back to my team. That hard work that my parents instilled in me is what brought me to play for the best EuroLeague and Russian team here at UGEMKA. I had no idea that the team, the city, the fans, and my teammates would make such a great impression on me over the 6.5 years that I've spent here in ECAT. It became my second home with my friends, my teammates, and my fans that I was able to interact with. I remember vividly coming out of the gym and all the little girls that were in the stands there waiting on me. And that's what kept making me come back here. I want to apologize to my parents, my siblings, my Phoenix Mercury organization back at home, the amazing women of the WNBA, and my amazing spouse. I never meant to hurt anybody. I never meant to put in jeopardy the Russian population. I made an honest mistake, and I hope that in your ruling that it doesn't end my life here. I know everybody keeps talking about political pawn and politics, but I hope that that is far from this courtroom. I had no intent, I did not conspire or plan to commit this crime. Again, I want to apologize to my teammates and the organization, UGEMKA, for any damage that I may have done to them. I never intended on hurting them. This is my second home, and all I wanted to do was just win championships and make them proud. Thank you, Your Honor.
John Kirby of the U.S. National Security Council condemned the nearly maximum sentence for a relatively minor case of possession, inflated to include intent to distribute.
She shouldn't have even been on trial. She's wrongfully detained. Absent that, we find the sentence reprehensible in its scope.
Russian officials had flatly refused to consider any prisoner exchange proposal until Griner's trial was over. After the sentencing, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov was quoted by the state news agency RIA Novosti saying that the Kremlin is ready to discuss this topic, but within the framework of the back channel that has been agreed by Russian President Vladimir Putin and U.S. President Joe Biden. He did not elaborate. Griner's long-term mental and physical health in a Russian penal colony is of concern to many observers. Her supporters fear negotiations for a prisoner swap could take months. She has until August 14th to file an appeal.
The first date in the bromance between U.S. Conservative Political Action Conference and Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban was in Budapest earlier this year. The affair resumed on August 4th.
The globalists can all go to hell. I have come to Texas.
Orban landed in Dallas days after making this blatantly bigoted speech in Romania.
There is a world in which European peoples are mixed together with those arriving from outside Europe. Now that is a mixed-race world. And then there's our world, where people from within Europe mix with one another.
Those remarks were called pure Nazi by a longtime aide who promptly resigned. However, self-described Christian nationalist Orban wowed the almost entirely Caucasian CPAC crowd. They also cheered his usual anti-queer rants.
We had to build not just a physical wall on our borders, but a legal wall around our children to protect them from the gender ideology. Family ties shall be based on marriage or the relationship between parents and children. The mother is a woman, the father is a man, and leave our kids alone. Full stop, end of discussion. We don't need more genders, we need more rangers. Less drag queens and more Chuck Norris.
The far right of the Republican Party seems to be unashamedly under the spell of the fascist strongman. Swooning fans sharing the CPAC stage with the Hungarian autocrat were the likes of former Alaska Governor and vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin, Texas Senator Ted Cruz, insurrection backers Congressman Jim Jordan of Ohio, and Georgia Congressperson Marjorie Taylor Greene. The twice-impeached former president also appeared.
The owner of a Chicago-area bakery who reluctantly cancelled a family-friendly drag queen brunch last week is now being blocked from hosting events of any kind. Karina Sack of the UpRising Bakery and Cafe in suburban Lake in the Hills, Illinois, posted a video on Facebook on July 30th cancelling a Disney karaoke event planned for that evening and a resume writing workshop scheduled for the next day. She said that town officials had sent her a letter advising her that her establishment is not zoned for hosting events. Drag brunches and other family-friendly events have been a vital part of her business since she opened the bakery in November. Vandals broke windows and spray-painted vulgar anti-queer slogans on the walls of the building in late July. Sack questioned the timing of the shutdown.
After voicing their support for us and saying that they will help us reschedule the canceled event from 7/23. Now they want us to cancel not only our next drag show, they want us to cancel every single event, stop hosting events going forward. To me, it seems a little coincidental.
Sack is considering her legal options.
Finally, Michigan's civil rights laws that ban discrimination based on sex extend to sexual orientation and gender identity. So says the state Supreme Court in a 5-2 ruling. A handful of companies that wanted to deny service to trans people and queer couples had challenged that interpretation of the law by the Michigan Department of Civil Rights. The 2 no votes were Republicans, but Republican Justice Elizabeth Clement joined her Democratic colleagues in affirming bias protections. She wrote, "Discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation necessarily constitutes discrimination because of sex. A significant portion of the U.S. population wrongly believe that federal law protects LGBTQ people from discrimination. There are no protections in a number of states either." Michigan's Attorney General Dana Nessel helped argue the case before the state Supreme Court. She applauded the ruling.
It's good for the people of our state, it's good for businesses in our state, and it's great for the economy of our state.
Nessel told Detroit's WXYZ-TV that it's personal for her as a partnered lesbian.
It means that people can feel confident in being who they are and not have to worry about having their job threatened or their housing situation threatened. Up until yesterday, I could still walk into, a diner and be told that they won't serve me or my family. We're law-abiding members of the community like anybody else. We just want to have all the same opportunities. And now we do.
That's NewsWrap, global queer news with attitude for the week ending August 6, 2022. Follow the news in your area and around the world. An informed community is a strong community.
NewsWrap is written by Greg Gordon, edited by Lucia Chappelle, produced by Brian DeShazer, and brought to you by you.
Thank you. Help keep us in ears around the world at thiswayout.org, where you can also read the text of this newscast and much more.
And you can read the transcript and listen to NewsWrap each week by subscribing to our This Way Out radio channel on YouTube. For This Way Out, I'm Michael LeBeau. Stay healthy.
And I'm Sarah Montague. Stay safe.
This Way Out delivers LGBTQ news and culture to more than 150 local communities on radio stations around the world, and we are also a free online news service. You can choose your favorite way to listen, online or on the air, at thiswayout.org. Please sign up for our free e-newsletter, Inside This Way Out. We will respect your trust in us and make sure your personal information is never shared with others.
Just send us an email at info@thiswayout.org to receive the informative and unique addition to the show. You'll be invited to join us for a more in-depth look into our stories and be encouraged to learn more about This Way Out's 3 decades of broadcast activism.
We hope you choose to join us in celebration of LGBTQ history and culture. Email us at info@thiswayout.org to join the movement.
We'll make sure you always know what's going on inside This Way Out.